You know, we've all got that like niche thing that we did growing up when we were indulging in our hobbies that we look back on, maybe while shaking our head, but still with great nostalgia. And for me, that experience was Xbox avatars. Now, these were released onto the Xbox 360 platform many years ago, over a decade ago. If you're unfamiliar, it's very similar to like the Mii's that the Wii had, or even like say a Snapchat Bitmoji, right? This was like your own character, your own person that represented who you were basically on the Xbox platform. So anybody that was your Xbox friend or, you know, any noob that you sniped in Halo, when they would look you up, they could see your Xbox avatar. And this is just basically a character that you would edit to make look like you or not look like you. That was really up to you. And I gotta tell you, this was like my niche thing that I loved. I don't know why, but like I will never forget when this was released. And I actually looked this up. This was released as an update. It was as part of a very big Xbox 360 update called the New Xbox Experience. Now, this was on November 19th, 2008, quite some time ago. But it's crazy because while I definitely did not know that that was that date, I can pretty much tell you exactly what I was doing that day. I'm pretty sure it was that exact day that that update came out. That I remember booting up my 360, we had that update. And then I just remember, you know, the Avatar store and the Avatar app launching, and I don't know why, but like for the next, I don't know, several days or weeks or maybe even months, just every now and then I would go into that Xbox editor. I don't know what it was about that, but there was just something so calming, so relaxing, albeit quite dumb as well, but just, you know, whatever. There was just something cool and calming about the experience, and I just loved doing it. You know, I knew that Xbox Avatar editor from front to back by the time I was done. I loved it, you know, I just tinkered around with it a lot. It was just a cool feature that they had. It kind of made me feel like I was playing a Wii, right? Like, I remember kind of being jealous of the whole Wii experience. I didn't have a Wii growing up. Like, the whole thing with avatars just felt like Nintendo, and I don't know, I really liked that. Maybe having owned a Nintendo console in the past. But anyway, I am kind of rambling here. My point is, this was a very good experience for me. Now, when this launched in 2008, it was essentially just right away, like I said, more of a representation of your Xbox profile, but as the time went on, throughout the rest of the life cycle of the Xbox 360, they actually integrated the Xbox avatar into different Xbox 360 games. I actually remember this was one thing that was very cool about that. So they had the popular game 1 vs 100. Does anybody remember that? I absolutely loved that whole experience. So yeah, when you played that online, it just used your avatar. Same with Doritos Crash Course. I remember that game. And they even had like Connect Sports and Connect Adventures. If I recall correctly, I think that also used your avatar. So it became kind of more of an integration type of thing into these different games that they were using, kind of as a sort of maybe experimental kind of thing to see, you know, how much they could integrate the Xbox avatars into some of these niche sort of games. Again, I think they were kind of going off of, you know, at least somewhat of the success of the Wii, you know, how they would kind of integrate their Mii's into some of the games. It was a great idea. Now, fast forward to the Xbox One and now the Xbox Series, kind of those eras of Xbox. So the avatars, they are still around. They have been around this whole time, but yeah, ever since that new era started with the Xbox One in 2013, things have just been different, or I guess to me, they've felt different. I don't really care as much anymore about Xbox avatars. I don't really see that anybody does. It doesn't really seem like it's integrated into any games or really anything. Like, the only time I've ever seen any of my other Xbox friends' avatars is when I'm like comparing gamer score, which like that's an extremely niche thing. I doubt many people do that at all. I don't even know why I have done it in the past. I guess it was just like when I was bored sometimes. So it has just been, to me anyway, an unused feature. And unfortunately, yes, that is actually exactly how Xbox feels about this as well. Because they just made an announcement that starting on January 9th, 2025, so about a month and a half from now, they are discontinuing their support of the Xbox Avatar store. And this also means discontinuing their support of the Xbox Avatar editor app. So from what it sounds like anyway, so as this Xbox Avatar editor is right now, I think it is actually going to be completely shut down on January 9th. So I don't think you will be able to edit or probably even have an Xbox Avatar at all. One thing they are doing, though, is that they are apparently keeping the Xbox original avatars. That's what they are calling it. I assume by that they mean the Xbox 360 era of avatars. So that is technically going to stay up, but I believe they ended like support for that quite a while ago. And I'll be honest, I don't even know if they are going to allow people to like even edit the original Xbox avatars after this January 9th shutdown date. It kind of sounds like really the only reason they are just not completely nuking the original Xbox avatars is probably because they are, like I said, integrated into other games, whereas, yeah, the avatars these days I don't think are really integrated in anything. And so Microsoft did state that the reason for shutting all of this down is due to low engagement. That is definitely not a surprise. One thing to note, though, if you, for some reason, have purchased anything in the Xbox Avatar store, starting on November 1st, 2023, so about a year ago, you will actually get a full refund for those items. I want to say I maybe spent like 100 Microsoft points back in the day to get like a like a cool shirt for my avatar, and 100 Microsoft points back in the day I think was like the equivalent of $2, but that was back in 2008, so I don't think I'm getting those $2 back. But yeah, I mean, definitely end of an era, though yeah, at the same time I will say I definitely think that Xbox is making the right move here. Engagement for this is definitely, I'm sure, quite low. Nobody really cares about it anymore, probably. It's just sad to see a feature that I think was integrated very well into these games with the 360 era. It's sad to see that they didn't try to continue that trend going forward, and it just, as a result, sort of dissolved. Definitely a sad end for an overall very cool, very unique feature.